Smash.
Yo.
Listen, all you motherfuckers. Let's go, baby.
What's up, guys? All right,
Yo.
beers and bets. We're back. We're here for an early Super Bowl preview. We're going to recap the divisional games briefly. I'm sure you guys have already heard plenty of recaps on those. We're going to get into some coaching changes in the NFL, but mostly it's going to be Super Bowl. We're going to focus on the Super Bowl next weekend.
Who's playing?
Las Vegas. We were just there. We were all just there, a month ago? It was a great time. Yeah. Great city for a Super Bowl. If I was ever going to go to a Super Bowl, I think I would want it to be in Vegas. Like, could you imagine having a better time traveling anywhere else if you were going to the game?
We didn't have to leave our hotel. Everything was right there.
Yeah, you'd have a better time staying in the casinos than going to the
didn't go anywhere.
Stadium, really. You probably would.
We were at the Flamingo and we didn't move. I told Mike and my mom that the bar we went to, and Mike was like he can't hear that. It was so like he had my mom kind of like brought it up, and so then I'm like, yeah, the one right by the sports book when you go in there to the left, he goes, the worst bar in the place. And I was like, yeah, the bartenders are pretty
He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all.
He knew.
You take care of him
100%.
Still,
he knew. But
for us, it worked out just fine. We all had some luck at the roulette tables. At least one day apiece.
Good night.
It was a good weekend of gambling for sure.
Got to bring money to gamble, man. If you're going to Vegas,
scared, like Brad always says, scared money don't make money, hard. Man. Yep.
But you saw everybody won. Even if you had a rough night, 2 rough nights, it
came out anyway, dude. Yeah. And and the coolest part was when Matt left, he had that $36 whatever tab when he was gonna go catch his flight and the flight got delayed. He gave that to me. He's like, hey man, congrats, whatever.
Yeah.
Never really saw that $35 when you came back after that flight got delayed.
That's all right, man. That's your treat. I'm sure you did well with it.
Yeah, no, I gave it back to you. That's what I said.
The flight honestly, I had because I live in Kansas City, so when I was leaving Vegas a couple weeks ago, Kansas City was full of ice. All my flights back got canceled. I couldn't get back till like 10 hours later. So I'm walking to get an Uber to go to the airport, and then I get a notification on my phone, flight canceled, book another flight, whatever, change reservations, whatever the hell the notification says. And I did that U-turn, and I couldn't have had a bigger smile on my face.
I know you came back like a party
when I had another opportunity to get back at the table.
And we hadn't gone to them because you were like, man, nah, I'm about to leave. I don't want to lose a lot of the money. We're like, dude, all right,
play it smart.
Oh, dude, I lost it all from that flight delay.
Yeah,
I lost about $1,000.
I mean, I don't think any of us walked away with a massive profit, but we won enough to play the entire time, and
some of us did. Yeah. I actually came away pretty fucking good for real. I don't think I lost more with the game and everything like that. I think it was like a good.
Yeah.
Like I came home with more than what I thought I definitely would. So
we got to get into some actual sports talk. That
game was dope. But the Raiders stadium, that was cool. Walking through the tailgate, all that shit, that was a lot of fun. Like that was a cool.
The Death Star is
the Star Wars shit going dun dun dun.
As long as you don't hate the
God damn it.
Let's move
on. Oh my god. And then the Bone Thugs in Harmony at halftime. That was really fucking cool.
The concert was cool.
Bone Thugs at halftime.
That was the most exciting part of the game.
I was out smoking cigs at halftime.
Russell Wilson thought he was playing the whole time.
Yeah, just strapped up.
Yeah, Russell Wilson did still warm up, even though it was clear he wasn't going to be starting.
He had his helmet on.
Hey, they're paying him. He might as well.
But let's get into the last week and then Super Bowl preview.
We don't have to talk
Brad,
about
we got we got to get into
it. The Orioles were just sold. We don't have to talk about Baltimore.
Yeah, think about that.
The Ravens had their best team that they've had in maybe a decade. They get the opportunity to host the Chiefs for an AFC Championship game at home, and they really did lay an egg, man.
Yep. Looks like a JV football team.
It really, what it boils down to me is it just seems like coaching malpractice, because when it's a close game like that at halftime, what were they down 14-7 at halftime?
Whatever was it?
It might have been 17-7 already at half. But
17-7 at half.
When you come out and just like in the second half completely give up on the run, you could try to blame Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator. He deserves some blame, but Harbaugh's really got to like be on the headset telling him, like, look, like this is a close game. Our defense is holding them.
Defense played great.
Yeah. The defense forces 5 straight punts in the second half, and the Ravens' run game is just they're not even trying to run the ball.
Pacheco.
I didn't understand it. I did not understand it. I thought it was just stupid.
All the blame's on Lamar, right? All the blame is on Lamar.
No.
Yes, you can't turn the ball over twice in the end zone and expect to win a playoff.
That's fair. Game.
I would blame coaching before I would blame
There was a
Lamar.
lot of times, if you look, he didn't
fumble the ball on the goal line.
He didn't, but he also took a lot of deep shots. Were times when he, wouldn't check it down. That he got impatient. He got impatient, and it's
off the whole day.
He hasn't been there, and he wants to get that Super Bowl so bad, and it's just you got to go one game at a time.
And really, like it just seemed like on not even on offense, but on defense with some of the penalties. I know the defense came around and figured Mahomes out, but they let their emotions really just kind of get the best of them, and they just couldn't keep it in check and stay calm.
We want to talk penalties. I don't understand how the Kansas City Chiefs tackles every single fucking play. Donovan Smith should be called for a hold. That old fat fuck cannot stick with anybody.
I've watched Donovan Smith for years.
He just holds
he's a master of holding. Yeah, and when he was a Tampa Bay Buck, they would call him for it all the fucking time. I know what you mean, but I don't get how you. I think Lamar had 8 carries. I think Gus Edwards had 3, and Justice Hill had like 2.
Yeah, we looked it up the other day, dude.
Like they didn't even make an effort to run the ball, and that's Kansas City's weakness on defense is their run defense. It made such little sense the way, like whatever game plan they put in early in the week, they must have completely like thrown out in the first quarter. They must have just panicked and just like. Didn't make sense. Did not make sense to me.
And the mental errors were like a key to me. Like the fumble on the goal line, the Van Noy penalty. Like they gave
where Kelsey just baited him into a penalty.
They gave him 30 yards under 2 minutes to go in the first half, dude. Like they gave him. Now I know that they ended up getting back like 20 on penalties. I think there were 2 back-to-back holdings that the Chiefs had right before halftime.
Yep. And then they settled for the field goal.
Yeah.
Right. But still, it's points. Your penalties gave away points.
You gave away 30 yards, dude. Personal fouls, 2 of them. Like, stop the clock for them, and, like, you gave them an extra timeout because they can talk about it. They just, for a John Harbaugh team, it looked way not there, like, mentally. Like, they looked unprepared, which was weird, man. Van Noy, a Patriot guy, like, a dude, you know what I mean? It was hard to watch that shit, dude. It was like, why are they doing this shit? Uncharacteristic, like, and maybe it is characteristic because, again, if you would have told me last week, if we would have podcasted, dude, I would have told you I'll be fucking shocked if the Ravens win. I wanted with all my heart, but I knew that the only thing difference was 15. And, like, the Ravens had everything in the fucking world to beat them. They had that many penalty yardage and still only fucking lost the game by what, 7? Like, dude, they were right there, and that's how good of a team they were. Like, they're gonna look at that all year, maybe the rest of their careers, and be like, damn, like we had like, and people are gonna bring up Spagnuolo and all this shit, whatever is that, but like it was a bitch that the whole fucking week all we talked about. We didn't podcast, but all we fucking said was they can do it. They should do it. Like there's no. Yeah. The only reason is that they beat themselves and they went out and beat themselves. They turned it over and they fucking had dumb penalties at bad times. And that's how you lose to that team. Because that team is not that fucking good. So it's annoying that
I said going into the game that it would take the Chiefs staying close and then some Mahomes magic in the fourth quarter. It didn't even take that. Mahomes had 2 good drives early in the game.
That's it.
Like scripted drives. And they worked. Mahomes made some really good plays like he does early in the game, but the Ravens defense figured him out. They shut him down.
And he didn't.
I did not expect the Chiefs to win, like being up by 2 scores and just having to like salt the game away. I did not expect that to be how the game played out.
Football's pretty simple. Don't turn the ball over. You're probably going to win.
Yeah. And that Zay Flowers
sequence, 3 turnovers to none.
That Zay Flowers sequence really is the biggest sequence of the
game. Mark Andrews clearly wasn't 100% yet. Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Because you've seen other more veteran players, like even Kelsey, I think earlier in that game, dive through protecting the ball, like with the shoulder, knowing they're going to cross the plane. No need to extend.
But if Zay Flowers just tucks it in his
chest,
I
mean. Just put your head down and
scores
keep
the touchdown anyways, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And if not, just go down at the 1.
The end zone.
Go down at the 1.
And it's so obvious what you're going for. You're telegraphing it. It just.
And then the flexing. That was another one of the penalties that was bad.
Taunting. It was right before the fumble.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, why you're down by 10 right now against the defending champions, dude. Why are we? The Niners did that in the Super Bowl 4 years ago, and they went with 10 minutes to go, up by 10. They picked off Mahomes and went and did a picture in the end zone when that had become a whole thing. And at that point, I was like, dude, wait for that picture for 10 minutes, man. Really? Like,
yeah. And then
why not
2 touchdowns?
And then you blow it.
Yeah.
And then you blow like, let's watch that picture, you idiot. Like, why give them that? Why get in their head? Like, why give them that? Why?
Yeah.
Because you haven't been there. You don't know it. It's like.
We'll move on from this game pretty quick, but let's just make it a rule. You don't spin the ball in somebody's face when you score
when you're losing.
First down.
Yeah.
You spin the ball when you score a touchdown like
senseless.
Torrey Holt used to.
And even that,
I don't remember. Did Torrey Holt spin the ball after a first down?
He would do like this.
At times.
He would do that.
Yeah.
He would do this.
But they also be diving under people trying to kill him. Protection.
They wouldn't even be getting tackled. Yeah.
But, dude, it was like there was no reason. And the thought of taunting to get that penalty, if you're a coach,
I just don't stand
you go back and you look at Sunday and you're like, we had a taunting penalty when we were like losing by 10.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. Like, what do we have? Why are we celebrating right now?
What are we doing?
Get the ball to the referee. We need to fucking score.
Yeah.
How about that thought process?
Yes, dude. Not get up and flex it. You got a 30-yard play for the first time all fucking game when you're the highest powered offense in the goddamn league the entire year.
And you were able to run at will.
Yeah, but they didn't. Well, I mean, who knows, man?
Lamar looked really hesitant, though. You get what I'm saying?
He didn't even. He was afraid on the one that he could have taken to the house.
They were 3 of 11 on third down.
That was the number.
3 of 11 on third down. 3 turnovers to none. You get out possessed by like 16 minutes. That's a losing football game.
It also starting the game against the Chiefs, we've seen it, and with a home game, you can't come out and go 3 and out and give them the ball right a fucking way. You can't give them that kick, that coin flip right a goddamn way. You got to get a first down at least, man.
I mean, defense had them figured out, and I hope
but not on those drives.
I hope San Francisco takes what they saw in that second half.
I hope they
uses it because they have a lot. They have a lot of the similar weapons,
and they don't have the same
Smith
players.
And Fred Warner are very, very similar.
They don't have the piece. San Francisco's secondary is not what Baltimore's secondary is.
You think our secondary is strong? That's probably the weakest part of our secondary.
Kyle Hamilton, and then they got about 4 solid corners. Like it's not like they have a deficit at corner. They haven't had problems defending the pass all year, Brad. They really have not had those problems all year.
And I think that's a credit to Mike McDaniel. I don't think if you look at any of our corners,
Mike McDonald. And I know you know his name. You're just misstepping.
Any of our corners though, Humphrey wasn't right. Brandon nobody.
Humphrey didn't play last week either.
He did play against the Chiefs.
He did. Okay.
Yeah, he played against the Chiefs. But again, they just man to man, nobody can figure. They were not that great. We played a lot of zone all year, and we kind of were sneaky with our blitz. Patrick Mahomes, you're not gonna sit back in zone.
But didn't you think part of the problem is Baltimore didn't really go all out on the pass rush? They played a rush where they didn't want to let Mahomes escape, and instead of Mahomes escaping, Mahomes would just kind of dance forward, dance back, than just fucking like sit there. And he just had all the time in the world. And this is really particular to the first couple drives of the game. But Mahomes would just buy as much time as he wanted and then pick where he wanted to go. And it was working. Like that crazy, I don't remember if it was a 4th down play or a 3rd down play, but Mahomes like stepped up, rolled out, rolled back in the pocket, and then threw like a lob pass to Kelsey over the middle. And Kelsey dove over the middle and caught it. It was like he was never like affected by any rusher on that play.
No, I wonder if that's back to my point that if it's going to take a team to beat the Chiefs, you got to be able to play press man, and you got to be able to get there with 4.
Yeah, and get there quick.
And like, don't let him do. You have to overload on the blitz and play the zone. And Patrick, he's a good quarter. He's fucking one of the best ever.
No,
and it's just playing zone is not going to work.
He's not. He's a beneficiary of having the best coaching tandem ever, and that.
Honestly, Jimmy, your opinion of Patrick Mahomes just isn't objective because he's literally the best I've.
What do you mean?
He's like literally the most like talented quarterback.
Yeah, but you're a Buccaneer fan
position,
and you don't like Tom Brady. So how is that? How is that not objective or subjective? What the fuck?
I'll still say Tom Brady's like the GOAT because I've seen what he's done. But goddamn, man, I've never seen somebody play the position as well as I've seen Patrick Mahomes play it.
I've never seen somebody have a guy like Spagnuolo and Andy Reid on a team and have the defense carry them the whole year the way the Chiefs defense has done it. So I'll argue with that. Anytime.
How about some playoff numbers? 39 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Pretty fucking solid for Mahomes.
It's the era we live in.
Solid.
Man. I would give that credit to Andy Reid and Bieniemy, really. I mean, only like two touchdown passes last week, right? That's it. Only 2.
I won't even respond to it because it's illegitimate.
Only 2 touchdowns last weekend, right? Only 2. Like that's it.
He would have got more if he needed.
How many points did they score last weekend?
That's who he is. He would have got more.
How many times do you win a playoff game scoring 17?
I mean,
how many touchdowns did they score in the second half of an AFC Championship game? None. Nothing. See,
one game.
No, they got shut the fuck down in the second half. Dude, shut up. The Ravens.
The dude has never failed to make the AFC Championship game. He's never played a season.
Andy Reid.
The AFC
Andy Reid. You
used to shit on Andy Reid too until you couldn't.
And I still do.
Until you couldn't anymore.
Patrick
you used
Mahomes,
to say you didn't know how to draft receivers.
Patrick
you used to say he used to choke. You used to say you didn't know how to manage the clock. You had all these reasons for Andy Reid,
like Baker,
and now it's Mahomes instead of Reid. And now Reid is the reason Mahomes is good, and we can't shit on Reid anymore.
No, Spagnuolo is the reason the Chiefs
pick a lane and stick with it.
Spagnuolo is the reason the Chiefs are good. That's what I'm saying.
No, so now it's Spags. It's all Spags.
And I stand behind
Spags could have done it with Sam Bradford.
Mahomes has played 5 AFC Championship games at home and only has 2 rings, man. That is Andy Reid to a T. 3 games of the NFC Championship game in a row.
It's such a Broncos fan statement.
Hey.
You will never give it up. You'll never let it down.
Facts don't care about your feelings. Listen to the numbers I'm telling you.
The numbers for
5 AFC Championship games,
good, dude.
2 rings. 5 games at home in the AFC Championship, 2 rings.
Well, come on. Walk over Brady's 6 years and try to pick facts to shit on him for it because they're the same. They're the same except
because of Belichick. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
How is nobody hyping up the Niners after the comeback they had? The Ravens pretty much gifted the Chiefs that game. The Niners took
the Lions weren't going to go in and do them anyway.
Let's get into that other game. Let's get into that other game. Before me and Jimmy just go Mahomes.
Unbelievable,
blah, 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 blah.
Dude. Well, you want to blow the fucking guy, and you're an idiot. Like,
I just watch football and give my opinion, man. He's literally the most impressive person I've ever seen play that position. God, he literally is.
You're an idiot. You're an
I've never seen people do what he does.
Do you think that he's more athletic than Peyton and Tom Brady? Like, is he more of an athlete?
I mean, that's a rhetorical question.
Okay, fair enough. So my question being, like, thank you for saying yes, because how is it more impressive what he's doing than what those guys do with like the way they look as athletes? Like, look at him.
He can do more on his own. He can do more on his own than either of those two could.
He doesn't have to. He has Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo.
He does have to. When he tucks and runs on a 3rd and 6 and picks up 11 yards, neither of them could do that. Neither of them could do that. Neither of them could buy another 3-4 seconds.
He has the knowledge
and make a play 40 yards down the field.
He has a defensive coordinator that was a head coach, and he has Andy Reid. He has all this other shit going for him. Those guys, Peyton had to do it on his own.
How did Andy Reid do with Donovan McNabb? How did he do? Did he win any Super Bowls? No, he didn't. Donovan McNabb was decent.
They played Belichick in a Super Bowl that was actually they cheated in, which was documented. So yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Next.
Okay.
You have any other brain buzz? They went to 4 NFC championship games in a row.
You are literally on
4 in a row.
You're on the Andy Reid.
4 in a row.
You're on the Andy Reid like
fanboy
mode.
4.
And you used to hate on Andy Reid like every fucking
until
year.
He got
Wait, you mean like Baker?
Year.
You mean like
until
you used to hate on Baker?
Dude,
yeah. Well,
can we move on to the 49ers? We all are hypocrites.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jimmy will never be objective about the Chiefs.
I'm always right.
He's never going to be objective.
I'm always right, man.
In your own mind, you are. We'll leave it to the listeners. But
in your own mind.
Detroit 49ers.
People that got to play roulette with us in Vegas.
No, that was
fun. Listen to these conversations.
Remember that the Asian dude in the corner just cleaning up on green?
Green
every
time.
Brett does them.
And then every once in a while you'd see him just collect.
I was like, this motherfucker's got
was
something.
Getting a little more drunk that time, dude. He was going, all right, he's got a fucking buzzer over there or something. He's like, yeah, let me get it in that spot then, man. And he's like giving me shit. And I'm like, dude, I don't think he's cheating. He's just
whatever. We all profited off it. So
49ers Lions. And goddamn, this was a tough one for me to watch because I had a ton. I had Lions plus 7.5. I had Lions plus 6.5. I had all sorts of prop bets.
You were the kiss of death for the Lions.
And man, did it look good at halftime. And I doubled down and threw more money on Lions prop bets, more money on Lions money line. And wow, did it fall apart.
What was the final loss on that game?
Maybe $100 or so.
$12.
But the only silver lining, Brad, is the Lions.
How many
covered.
Bets do you think
the Lions covered the plus 7.5 bet that I had originally made with that kind of garbage time field goal that allowed them to do the onside kick. Mm-hmm. So I didn't lose them all. I had Purdy under passing yards somewhere that cashed.
Somewhere. You're just throwing shit at a dartboard at that point.
No, but
I need $5.
He told me he had Bovada open the whole day. Literally, it was just placing live bets like the whole time.
The championship games, I had the game on the TV. I have Bovada on my computer with the app open the whole time. I'm placing live bets like every drive. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, live betting a drive is fun.
I should have done
that. Yeah.
That's a lot of fun, actually.
I had the Lions plus 7. I think that was my only bet on that game. I was more.
Well, that pushed. At least that pushed.
Yeah. I was more invested in that one where the quarterback got carried by the defensive coordinator. So it was like that was a lot more.
Yeah. I mean, give it a rest, man. Like it's just a ridiculous argument if you're gonna say Mahomes isn't like incredible. It's just fucking honestly, it's ignorant. It's ignorant, and I don't have another fucking word for it.
That's so ignorant fool that would say that. Isn't that Michael Jackson or something, man? What are you talking about?
Michael Jackson, Tyler Perry, one of those dudes.
Yeah.
But
he's not that good. I think he kind of blew it.
We're on to the next game, Jimmy.
Yeah, we
Lions 49ers.
Right. What do you want from me?
Man, I'm disappointed that the Lions blew it. I'm not going to fault Dan Campbell. This dude fucking does what he does. He fucking he pushes. If you're at the I said, Jimmy, we talked about it earlier this week. If you go to Vegas with Dan Campbell and you're playing blackjack, he is never not going to hit. He could be at 19 and he would hit and hope for the 2. And props to him for sticking with it. I
don't gamble.
The one thing I'll say is,
Campbell don't gamble.
HCDC doesn't gamble.
End of the first half, the Lions had the ball on like the 1.5 yard line. It was 4th and goal. Campbell, you could tell he wanted to go for it, and he was keeping his offense out there. And like last second, he did the field goal thing, and you could almost tell he like hated that he had to send the field goal team out. And in that second half, when he went for it on 4th downs, I almost think he was like regretting not like pushing at that fourth and fourth and 1.5 to make it a 21-point game instead of a 17-point game. But that's football, man. Once things go south, they can go south quick, and they sure as hell did.
Yeah, we've seen it a few times lately where who was it last year? I think went for didn't go for it or kicked a field. The Packers did it right against the Lions, and then gave them the ball back, and then the Lions went down at the very end and got the first down on fourth and whatever. But
that might have been the game the Lions kicked the Packers and Aaron Rodgers out of the
play. Yeah, that was that game. Yeah, but it was that. Yeah, and it's to me, you gotta. I don't know, but with Dan Campbell, dude, the one before at the end of the game, that was a little. I don't know, man. I would have taken
wasted
points there. I don't know.
Well, are you talking about when he could have tied it?
Yeah,
27 all
or whatever at the very end. Yeah. I can't remember the exact time that was left there, but there was a point that the little the cockiness, it was kind of all right, dude, real coaches right here, you got to know the situation, be there,
feel the pulse of the game.
Yeah, act like you've been there before and realize this isn't November.
It's not week 8. Yeah.
Yeah, right. We're not playing for that. We're actually trying to win, and that idea of where you always go for it is cool to have, but at some point you got to check that and be yo, and it's stuff like that that'll probably show them in the future, maybe because I like what the Lions are doing, man. And I don't have an NFC team, so they're an easy team to root for. Now I got to be the biggest Niners fan in the fucking world, and I think the Niners had a better chance than the Lions did. Even
I agree.
Did it already, so
I agree. I think the 49ers winning makes for a better Super Bowl because I just wouldn't trust Jared Goff going against that Chiefs defense at all.
Spagnuolo, yeah. Not Mahomes, Spagnuolo,
Plus Mahomes.
Not against Mahomes. Not against Mahomes, but against the defense, Mahomes. Right? The defense, I heard that.
But plus Mahomes against that Detroit defense. That Detroit defense wasn't shit. Baker Mayfield was eating them up.
Yeah, no, that offense that put up 17 points in the AFC Championship, they were lighting it on fire, dude. Those receivers can catch like crazy.
Brady played plenty of playoff games where he won with 17 points or less. Brady won a Super Bowl scoring 13 points against the Rams, where the defense only gave up 3 points.
I'm aware.
And you would never fault him for it. You would just give credit to somebody else.
To who?
You wouldn't blame Mahomes.
Who would you give the credit?
You wouldn't blame Mahomes for it, or you would blame Mahomes for it.
Who would you give the credit for?
You wouldn't blame Brady for it. You're blaming Mahomes for his components.
Using that example.
It's just ridiculous.
Matt, using that example, who would you give the credit to in that game?
Oh, in the Rams-Patriots Super Bowl that was 13-3?
Yeah.
I'd give the credit to Belichick, and I would give McVay. I would give McVay the doubt.
Thank you. That's fine. There we go, man. All I'm saying is it's all the defensive coordinators, man. Mahomes doesn't really do that much. 2 touchdowns. I mean, come on, man. You got to do better than that. It's a big game. You can't put up 17 points.
But
you know what? When
did you see Mahomes do anything wrong? Could you point out anything that he did wrong all day? Honestly,
he rolled out to the right one time. I thought he should have gone left.
Yeah,
he cries to the ref every single play. It gets old.
Yeah, he does that a lot. Yeah.
So
there's not a team that cries more in the league than the Chiefs.
That's true.
It's I would enjoy watching that offense more if every time he's on the ground he's not going just looking.
He begs for calls, 100%.
And
in that Ravens game, I thought all the calls were
but he and Travis act like they're tough when really they're both fat and out of shape and just beg for calls.
They still work some people though, and hey man, credit to Kelsey for looking kind of mediocre all year, at least in terms of his standards, and then coming out and just balling, because he had their number, especially in the first half. Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton, who's the other dude? Patrick Queen.
It didn't matter who he was against. Anything individually outside of catch the football.
But nobody.
Patrick threw it too many.
Nobody could stay with him. Nobody could stay with him the whole
Nobody could stay with him. He's not running fast. Look at the touchdown that he scored. That's Patrick throwing him open. I'm making targets, the point you made.
11 targets, 11
You're
catches.
arguing against
he
yourself
did his job.
now. I'm
but
saying
he
how
did his
Patrick
job.
played.
How are you going to argue with 11 targets?
He did his job. He did his job.
That's a great game.
He did his job.
That's a great game as a tight end.
He did his job.
I'll take Gronk.
Fred Warner will handle him.
All right.
I fucking hope.
Super Bowl. The 49ers should pick up Levante David. He handled him in the Super Bowl.
Nobody needs his old dusty ass.
Levante's still a baller, man.
I'll take
I love that dude. All right, let's talk it. Super Bowl. 49ers Chiefs. Last I checked, 49ers are 1.5 point.
Up to 139 subs, baby.
So, there we go. There we go. Maybe by 100, maybe by like Super Bowl 139, we reach 1,000.
Yeah, dude.
No.
We'll get
Do we just live stream the entire whenever we're at the Airbnb for the wedding? Do we just live stream all that?
The March Madness?
We could. Just hours of March Madness.
We could figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll lose plenty of money.
Jimmy doesn't look real enthused over there, but
yeah,
we'll be making some.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Super Bowl early leans. Goddamn, I'm leaning Chiefs, and I'm going to simplify it to a lot of these Super Bowls, the score ends up being in the low 20s. I'm just going to I trust Mahomes a lot more than Purdy.
Kind of hate
like just pulling out a late score. I don't see this game getting out of hand either way. I really don't. The Chiefs don't score fast this year. They don't score quick. They're like slow and methodical, and they'll have their good drives. Shanahan will scheme up some big plays for McCaffrey and Debo.
I hate this so fucking much. I hate this.
And then it gets tight late. And then who do you trust? Do you trust Brock Purdy or do you trust Mahomes? I have to lean Mahomes, and I trust it being like a 27-24 win for the Chiefs.
Coward.
And I'll bet that exact score. I don't know what odds that gets me, but I'll bet.
Vada will take your money.
I'll bet 27-24 Chiefs.
Call him.
Yeah, they'll give you free money.
You know what's funny? You guys always gave me shit about my bookie giving me money because I gave my bookie all that money
on your
for
birthday,
years.
didn't they?
They emailed me for my birthday. They didn't call me, but they emailed me with a $20 happy birthday credit. My bookie did. I haven't used my bookie all season.
I never use. Yeah,
I got $20 in the account again because a happy birthday for my bookie.
Just a sweet little nugget for Maddie.
Yeah,
right from the Super Bowl.
My bookie gave me more than either of you guys did for my birthday. I mean,
hey, fuck that! I gave you $35.
They got more than we got from you.
I gave you that ticket, you dickhead. Fuck.
You're wrong. I gave it to you.
No, but I gave. Do you not remember I gave it back before
I left?
No, I don't. No,
yeah.
are you kidding me?
You guys are both out of here. It was noon.
You took it out, gave it to me, and then you're like, all right, I got to get my flight. And I'm like, all right, man. Later, you're like, here you go, dude. Congrats. Give it back to you. Came back because your flight got canceled.
I think you had already dumped it into that blackjack machine. You said
it did, and then I got it back out.
Yeah. I had money in it already. And I was like, hey, Matt, there you go, back. And I was like, man, I'm never going to see that money again. And Matt's like, things got a little wild on that 10-hour layover. I might have.
No shit, they did.
Money. Yeah.
Goddamn. Like, I had spent with that when I got that flight delay.
That was going to be a long trip.
You can stay too long in Vegas. You can stay too long in Vegas, is what I found out.
4 days, I think, is like the.
Yeah.
Katrina's going in this weekend, dude. I'm pissed about that. But yeah, she's going. We got to plan another one to Biloxi, I think.
I said we go next March.
No, I'm saying next week. Like, we got to do another one. Biloxi
for the Super Bowl?
A weekend?
Yeah.
I could find a way to make it work, to be honest.
Should we road trip it?
We could, dude. Yeah, Matt, you come through.
They made a movie about this one time.
Yeah, let's do that. Not to Vegas, but we got to go to Biloxi or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh, the one in fucking Alabama or Mississippi?
Yeah, dude.
But that's not that far. Yeah, it's only like an 8-hour probably.
8 hours.
I honestly can't because I had a buddy from Minnesota visiting and we're watching the Super Bowl here. I started the NFL season in Minnesota.
Not the actual Super Bowl, just like a week, like within the next couple weekends.
Between March now and March 23rd.
I'll go to that Mississippi casino town any weekend.
Let's do it like the first week of March.
Let me know.
First week of March.
Super Bowl's next weekend. Let's do it the
Daytona weekend?
The 23rd.
What about what about all the conference basketball like a few weeks before your wedding?
Yeah,
you know,
like,
the weekend of the Big East tournament and the weekend of the SEC.
Yeah, maybe try to find a tournament. Well,
there's not one in Biloxi.
Well,
but I'd rather go to Biloxi. You can gamble for free there. They give you fucking beer.
Well, drink for free while you gamble.
Yeah. Gamble for free. Yeah,
we'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Hell yeah. Whoa, yeah, that's in beta.
Yeah. We got to get back to a casino soon. We're fiended.
Hey, if anybody has suggestions, let us know.
Super Bowl thoughts. I mean, where are you guys leaning early? Because I've looked at props. I've already got about $100 in bets in for Super Bowl props.
I think
I got Chiefs money line.
I think Chiefs win 23-13, but I don't want to say that.
I think Shanahan exercises.
I hope he has to, but
Shanahan's got to be in like.
I don't think the Chiefs have anybody to really handle McCaffrey and Debo if they're both right.
He's in there packing.
But I mean, you know Shanahan. He is a really brilliant offensive mind, and after losing the Super Bowl to the Chiefs, you know he's going to be in there. He's going to scheme up some like easy 30-yard gains that just come out of nowhere. Like I know there's going to be a few of them. I don't know that
he's going to be able to set up Purdy for a lot of success to where Mahomes is going to have to be perfect.
There was a play in that Super Bowl the first time where Garoppolo missed Emmanuel Sanders for a bomb for a touchdown.
Oh, that would have won the game. It was like with 2 minutes.
Yep.
And that's a drawn up play, right? So like they had him beat, they just didn't have the playmakers to do it at that time.
Execute it. Yep.
Yeah. So now hopefully with that in their mind, and also like factoring in the Falcons game that you were at, Brad, like
stress now. Oh, shit.
No, I hate them. But when you factor in that game against the
rain as well.
Up 10 against Mahomes in the fourth quarter with 10 to go, and up 28-3 against the GOAT in the second half, like with 3 minutes to go in the third. At some point, hope for fucking Lee, God damn all Christ, Mike, you gotta be able to do something, dude. And if the hood goes up, it's fucked. When the hood goes up, that motherfucker gets in his own head, and I don't like him.
You think in the 28-3 game, if Shanahan just starts ripping cigs on that?
No, I think if they run the ball on third down,
that calms him down enough to just fucking.
I think if they run the ball on third down and kick a field goal,
just a cigar.
All they had to do was run the ball on third down, kick a field goal. They took a holding call, threw him out of field goal range.
Yeah, you're right.
Chris Long, the Patriots defensive end, said the same thing. He said if they ran the ball on that third down,
that was it.
He doesn't draw that holding call, and that
they either played at Julio Jones like the
it doesn't happen. All they needed to do was run the ball. They overthought themselves. 3 straight plays, run the ball, kick a field goal. You're up by 10 with like 3 to go, and I mean at that point, good luck.
Prevent defense for an entire quarter.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot there, but and an easy way. All they had to do was hand it off, and but but I really think, unfortunately, I'm thinking 23, like 24-10. Unfortunately,
you are leaning Chiefs.
I've done it the whole postseason. Every time I bet against them, I'm like, I know where I need to make money, and my heart, I just can't. I hate them so fucking much. Like I hate them. It's hard to explain. Like if I was Jewish and I met Hitler, it's like. I feel like that might be close, but I don't even know if that would be as bad. You know, like the people that had family like involved in that whole situation.
I'm sure they had stronger emotions about it.
I don't know.
Let's maybe not try to compare.
But what I'm saying is, like, I'm right. Like, I just know that, I don't like him. But I think that, unfortunately, I do. I think their defense is the best in the league. And that's it, Matt. That's it.
Yeah, because you're never going to give any credit to Mahomes. We all know.
I don't think he deserves it. 2 touchdown passes in the fucking AFC Championship game. Come on, 17 points. You got to do better than that.
Well, in the
Fucking
playoffs,
Howard.
He's got
Yeah, that was
39
Lamar,
touchdowns
not
and
Mahomes,
7 interceptions. It's pretty ridiculous, man. You
I don't
look at
know
his
about-
playoff stats next
Nah.
to Peyton's and Brady's.
Yeah,
and
Peyton
Mahomes
didn't
are
have
better.
Andy Reid calling
Mahomes
up
are
plays.
better, man.
Yeah, Peyton didn't have Andy Reid calling up plays for him though. So
Different time.
yeah, different game.
Definitely is a different time.
Different
Definitely
era.
is.
And he gets
Brad.
protected like a Barbie, which
Brad,
I watched on the way to Vegas.
You're
Yeah.
early lean.
I mean, they don't even enforce the rules. He had the broken helmet. If you have an issue with your helmet, you have to leave for a play.
Not if you're Mahomes. You know,
Clearly.
State Farm Insurance.
Yep.
Brad, early lean though. Super Bowl pick.
Hammer the under.
There we go. The Undertaker. He stays true. Let's go.
The
How about,
Undertaker.
but Brad, what do you think about the under? Like just taking the first half under. Maybe it's set at like 23 and a half, something
I think
like
it's
that.
like 10 to 3 and a half.
A
The
lot
thing
of the,
that worries
a lot
me,
of the
though,
Super
is
Bowls start slow. You know,
They do start slow. You figure they're going to have an extra week, though, to dial it up. Everybody will be a little healthier. You're not going to have as much of like crowd noise being an issue for the Chiefs.
The Chiefs
but
fucking win this.
I feel like both, Niners kind of shut down the Lions in the second half for the most part. Both teams didn't score much, I guess, second half is what I'm saying. So I think it's going to be a boring game, and the Niners are going to get screwed because they got a rookie kicker.
Kelsey or
Moody, the kicker, is unreliable and could be
anything outside of 35. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, same.
Kelsey or Kittle.
Ooh, right now, I would say
Kittle's
Kittle's
better.
the better player. Right now,
Kittle with the ball in his hands can
So
go
then, like
to the
Ayuk
house.
or whoever.
Ayuk is better than
Ayuk is
anyone.
better
And
than
whoever.
Debo's better than
And
anyone.
then
But
McCaffrey.
Mahomes
and then
is so
McCaffrey.
much better.
That's
to
my
make up
point,
for
dude.
it.
It's like I
We'll
think
see.
we got to find a way to flatten his tires or like fuck him up. Like, does anyone know where he lives at all?
No, we can figure it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I'm not even allowed in those parts of Kansas City. wherever Mahomes and Kelsey are living, I'm telling you.
You know, they don't.
We
have,
do.
They don't have that money.
Hey,
man.
anybody can work for Uber. You're
But-
good. Go
no,
on
I'm
up
saying,
there then.
Brad, my company has done work for the Kaufman family, the owners of the Royals. We've done work at their house, awnings and canopies, shade structures and shit. I have no clue where Mahomes and Kelsey live.
I know
They
where
live
they're at.
they live in a separate neighborhood than even the owners of the goddamn.
Dude, they're
baseball
not
team.
that good. Fuck with this shit. It's the dumbest logic I ever heard in my goddamn life, man. Listen, they live down the street from every other jerk off because they're not that good. You're putting them up with Brady and this, like, oh, they're the White House. No. They live in the suburbs next to every other dickhead, just like, and Ted even. Tom Brady was living in a regular house. Remember they go in there and they sneak in? Have you
in a
never watched Ted?
movie. No, I still haven't watched Ted.
That's incredible.
It's a movie with a teddy bear in it, man. That's kind of, I don't know. I'm sure maybe I would like it. I heard good things about this Hulu show.
Yeah,
the new Ted
great
with the
things,
young
right?
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and I Love You, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking idiot. Looks
But-
like Brad's in a prison cell.
oh,
I am.
hey, let me throw out some prop bets. I've already bet
Oh,
these.
the
I've already
prop-
bet
Oh,
these.
boy.
But here was the one that like caught my eye right off the bat. The Chiefs to convert 1 4th down play was minus 102. So even odds for the Chiefs to convert 1 4th down. How many times do we think they go for it on 4th down? Probably at least 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And
too.
all they need to do is convert
Yeah.
1. And if you get even odds there, I just love that. I love that. You know,
that's not
throw-
a bad one.
Throw
Love
20.
that.
What I don't know what your wager amount is. For me, it's like 20,
yeah.
$30, but
That'd
like
be a safe.
easy $30 that the Chiefs convert a 4th down. Easy.
Yeah, I just think. By God, I hope not. That last time they played the Niners in the Super Bowl, Brad, that was right before the Kung Flu.
It was a bad day for Jimmy. You can
Yeah.
tell.
I didn't eat any food during the Super Bowl, and then Brad's like, dude, there's so much jank in there, and I'm like, yeah, let's just get the dub. Let's win, let's get it. And then they never won. I took all the food, never ate a bite. We had bean dip, fucking everything like that you can imagine, dude. wings, everything, dude. Threw everything out. I was like, I'm never eating it again. I don't even like wings anymore. Bean dip can get fucked. Like
You probably didn't eat the same food for like a year.
No,
plus.
I really didn't. I was pissed. I haven't eaten bean dip the same since, man. And like that night at your house, the first time we ever did it with Dan Natoli.
Yeah, the Willis McGahee Miami Hurricanes Super Bowl against Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State, man. Yeah. And Ohio State fucking won. That was bullshit that year. I wanted Miami to win. But yeah, dude, I couldn't eat that game. I couldn't even stomach like watching that. And now I'm like, what a whirlwind of fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I remember?
I'm in a whirlwind of fuckness, man. And you guys did it.
You bring up that Super Bowl. You know what I remember most about that Super Bowl? The
being
Chiefs,
a
Niners,
faggot and talking about them all the goddamn time.
Me and my friends were sitting
and
around.
I bought a rookie card.
All Chiefs fans and me. And I'm sitting there, and before the game, I place a big wager on Kyle Juszczyk to score a touchdown. The 49ers fullback / tight end. Not only did he score one touchdown, Juszczyk scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had like a dive play,
the
right?
Polish, because he's Polish, and I have a Polish last name.
Course,
I can't even say that I'm like officially Polish. But I had to bet the dude, and he scored 2 touchdowns. That's what I remember most.
I think that year, though, we had first played Madden. On team playing, we had
Juszczyk.
Yeah.
It's probably an awesome.
That was should have a fullback.
Mahomes was on the cover of Madden, and that was like after they won, I was like, I'm never playing. I can't play this game again. And the next, like maybe not the next year, but the year after, they put him back on the fucking cover, and I'm like, all right, dude, you really don't want people to buy this fucking game. Like clearly, nobody likes him, dude, and he's racist too. And he's a
racist.
Yeah, he's rude and he's a homophobe.
Get that motherfucker out.
Yeah. He's kind of like that announcer for the Royals.
What's his name? Tom Brenneman.
Yeah,
that's the Reds guy. Yeah.
Calling him off.
I wonder
what he thinks about.
I wonder if Brenneman has flown to Kansas City like since that announcing mishap.
That is horrible. That's a bad one. Whatever. All right. Yeah. What do
it's fun. It's honestly a funny.
That's more than a slip, though. Yeah.
But
oh my god,
he lost
the city of faggots or whatever he called it.
I think he's got his own sports show again. I think on some like Twitter or social media thing, I saw him like doing his like sports takes. Like he's not
I'm sure he does
announcing professional games anymore, but he's got some network picked him up.
Dan McLaughlin, the Cardinal announcer, you know him, McLaughlin.
Oh, dude, we get fucking trashed.
But he had like 4 D-dubs and he finally got fired.
He loves to drink and drive.
He'll be on 101 though.
Him and LaRusso,
he doesn't even need a license.
He comes on 101 ESPN though, like every now and again. Like they obviously have a presence out there, but then it's like, dude. And the fucked up thing with Brenneman is like, there's no argument. It wasn't like, man, I just got drunk and drove. Like, it's like, dude, no, you just said some shit.
Or like, I have a problem.
Like,
it's like, no,
I just thought I had the opportunity to let some shit fly, and it turns out I was on air.
You can take your VAC, and they're like,
mic.
yeah, you're not drunk at all. Like, what the fuck? You just talk like that. Like, that is what you do. Yeah, that is one of the.
You guys want to get into any more Super Bowl talk, or you want to get into some of the coaching rotations in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cowboys are fucked. I don't know. I think
Cowboys lose Dan Quinn.
I don't like coaching talk till after the year, really. You know what I mean? To me,
yeah.
I mean,
we're gonna hear a lot of Harbaugh talk.
Oh man, Seattle got the guy that you guys
Seattle, good coach and our defensive coordinator.
I mean, I gotta say the 2 hires I'm most excited about is like first and foremost Herbert getting Harbaugh coming his way. I think Harbaugh brings the toughness to that Chargers team that they need. Like they're just such a weak, give it away team. And Harbaugh, I think he has the personality to not let that type of shit happen.
Isn't that a roster issue though?
I thought last year it was definitely. I thought it was a Brandon Staley decision making issue for a lot of those losses.
I don't know why they ever fired the black dude they had.
Anthony Lynn.
I don't know why they ever fired him. They made the playoffs, lost to Tom Brady, and then didn't keep him. Yeah. They fired him.
The Chargers have always had that same fucking problem, though.
Well, no, they had Marty Schottenheimer. They had Marty Shot.
But even then, they would give it away in the playoffs.
Gave it away. I thought you meant you were referring to like their coaching like decisions or whatever, like firing a coach or whatever.
No,
like,
Schottenheimer. I've always had a soft spot for Schottenheimer.
I don't know why Lynn lost his job that year. I never will get that. That one was like really fucking.
You never know if they want like more control over player decisions and stuff,
and he might have won.
Or maybe that was like a new GM year and the new GM.
Because like that's why Tennessee got rid of Vrabel. How do you know that makes no sense? But
Herbert, dude, that was Phillip Rivers, maybe though. That might have been his rookie year or his like last year there.
That might be even a bigger surprise than Belichick not getting a head coaching job. Is nobody signing Vrabel as a head coach because he almost seemed like the best like candidate.
Yeah,
coming out. Like I wouldn't have been mad if the Chargers got Vrabel instead of Harbaugh.
You think some of these guys are just asking for crazy amounts? Like that the OC for Detroit, supposedly priced himself out. Like some teams were just like, nah, we're good. Whatever he was asking, they were like,
this wasn't even good. What the fuck?
But
Brad, I think more than that, it's like all these owners and GMs, instead of wanting like a reliable guy or something stable, they just want like the hot new thing. And they want a hot new offensive coordinator is really what they all want. Everybody wants like the new Sean McVay.
We talked about this the other day
because it's easier. Yeah, Jimmy, I think this was off air, but we talked about like the stable way to like run a long-term franchise is you hire an offensive coordinator as your head coach, and he's the head coach and the play caller. And that way you don't worry about your offensive coordinator getting poached in the offseason because he did good. So you can keep your quarterback and your head coach / offensive coordinator,
everything,
and you keep them together for 6-7 years. Where you look at a situation like the Bucs, Dave Canales comes in. It's his first year as the Bucs OC. We have Todd Bowles as our head coach,
Carolina,
and Dave Canales does a great job with our offense this year. And then somebody poaches him in the Panthers and hires our OC as their head coach. And he really doesn't deserve to be a head coach after being 1 year of an offensive coordinator. But it's like unsustainable to have a good offense that's run by a defensive head coach.
Unless you have Tom Brady.
Well,
Bill O'Brien.
But Tom Brady was along for the ride because, like, why would you leave?
Bill O'Brien. They've had guys that leave and Brady. Yeah, but. You're right with that. Yeah. I mean, Brady is the exception to that rule, I think, because you're right about that. Is because even the verbiage, like everything on the line and everything like that, everything you're saying, like that's all going to be what they ran. And defense, you go to the defensive coordinator and be like, hey, man, I know, like, all right, if they say Omaha, like that, they're going to do that and like all that kind of crap. So, yeah. No, I agree with that.
It just. Maybe they look at it, that's the more like sustainable way to keep the same people around long term. Where if you hire a defensive coach nowadays and bring in an OC, even if you do good, it's just a matter of time until some other team hires that OC as a head coach. Like that's just kind of what we've seen.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me when because I brought up Gase, man, and I was like, dude, Peyton Manning made that guy's career. Like he made
him Gase, millions of dollars.
Yeah, sure. Dude. He made him. People think like that guy is a good coordinator. It's like no, he had Peyton fucking Manning at quarterback. He's not. No, and it's crazy. But that's it. It's kind of the way the league works, man. And it's funny to watch it happen over and over and over again. And you're like, and that's how Belichick got his job. He was the defensive coordinator for the 90, I think, Giants when they carried off the field in the NFC Championship game and was on the cover of the paper for the Giants as a coordinator. And now he became the GOAT. And it's like that is the way it works. But then it's funny how but all the people that miss, man, if they made a documentary or something on all the guys that have been. Like Mike Martz, dude. Like you're supposed to be the guy, and then you just go, and it's like, dude, you're not shit. And then you look at a guy like John Harbaugh, and he doesn't even call plays. He hangs out on the sideline and just kind of tells people not to make penalties, which clearly they don't really listen to.
And honestly, I like John Harbaugh as a fucking coach, but goddamn,
not a good playoff for him.
That AFC Championship game, that pissed
even
me
the
off.
4 to give up a return touchdown on special teams. That's his specialty. Like,
because I know Harbaugh's not calling the offensive plays, Brad. Right? That's Monken, but you got to get in. You're on the headset. You're hearing it all. Yeah. You got to get in his ear and tell him, like, look, this is still this game's still tight. We got to run the.
That was a lot like
to the run.
March he even 2001 Super Bowl.
Yeah. Jimmy, we talked about it like a day after the game. We were
you were like he was confident coming in.
Yeah, him in that coming out of the second half, he had an sideline interview, and Harbaugh said he had a smile on his face. He said, I'm not concerned. We figured him out. We figured him out a little bit at that end of the first half. We're gonna get back to running the ball. We're gonna hit a few passes. They didn't get back to running the ball at all. They didn't even fucking try, dude. And that's why I'm saying, get in your offensive coordinator's ear. You got to tell him, look, Todd, settle down. Todd. Yeah. Let's run the fucking ball. Let's run the ball.
Get it to the back. Give him a chance to make a move.
It's a 10-point game. It's a 10-point game. Get back to who we are. We are a running team.
But dude, when I think about the Ravens right now, and maybe you guys are different, I like when I think about in terms of a Madden game, I think about them out of a pistol, like with a guy behind Lamar. But like 2 yards behind the center, and then a guy 2 yards behind him, or like a yard behind. I don't think about them under there. Boom, pound.
I wouldn't mind more. That. I wouldn't mind more under center. I wouldn't mind more under center because Lamar on a bootleg. Lamar on a bootleg would be fucking.
But it's like if they don't do that even formation to get like that push on them at all. They didn't go there.
They don't. They don't run any
shotgun, and they're out of fucking like pistol the whole goddamn.
It seems like It seems like they ran all shotgun.
Pistol.
That's all I remember seeing.
Yeah, that's and then he would
go back and go like this and think, and then jump, and then it was like, oh, it's over.
It's like shotgun read option, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Like pull it back and then think, and it's too long.
And a lot of RPO, and I think that's part of it is Lamar's looking too much for that.
Yeah, he might have thrown on some called runs.
If you really watch the game, he doesn't audible at the line really at all. He'll point out like an adjustment, but they don't audible at the line. He's focused on his read and reading that person for the RPO or the read option.
I think he's limited, dude. I really do.
Instead of reading like, oh shit, we got too high safety coverage. Yeah. All right, it's gonna be cover 2, or we're looking cover 4.
Well,
send somebody in motion, check for man or zone, and let's go from there.
Maybe Lamar's career moving forward, because he is a great player, but maybe in the playoffs it does got to get a little bit more complex for him. Maybe he does have to make more checks at the line. Maybe you can't just run these like easy, like this or that reads, because the defensive game plans get more complex. Your offense has to be more unpredictable than just like this or that.
Yeah.
You gotta have a bigger variety than you doing shotgun read option or shotgun drop back pass. Maybe you gotta have something different. And I thought by them abandoning their run game, they made it easy on the Chiefs defense.
Yeah, I think they would pretty limited, dude.
If they would have given more opportunity to their run game, then maybe some of those easy this or that decisions start working. But when they're just dropping back and expecting you to pass, it was stupid coaching. That's why I blame the coaching more than Lamar.
Like none of the receivers are very physical. Nobody really got open downfield. It was just clusterfuck.
Yeah, I never felt the rhythm from that offense.
I feel like you're going to go and Ayuk, like bench pressing guys if they're going to hold like that.
Or what about T. Higgins? It's rumored that the Bengals don't have enough in their cap space to re-sign T. Higgins.
Neither do the Ravens.
The Ravens don't either. You don't think?
I just see
we got to lock down Matabike, the D tackle at 13 sacks, and he's going to want like 90 million probably. So.
Which is probably too much for him having kind of a splash year. But I actually saw also that the Seahawks might want to sign Matabike just because McDonald McDonald went there. Blah, blah, it's all rumors.
Depends though. Yeah. If they stay 4-3, he wouldn't make much sense.
I just don't know if
that's a good point. He's a big body D end. He's not a speed 4-3 kind of D end rusher.
5 technique. Yeah.
I think like if Lamar is that like the MVP, he needed an MVP like performance on Sunday.
Well, it's a regular season award. He's gonna win the MVP.
No, but I'm saying, but fuck that. because he doesn't even want that. He wants what you would get if you win the Super Bowl MVP, not doing it in there. I mean, I hope if that's my quarterback.
Well,
right?
everybody wants to be Mahomes. Not everybody can be Mahomes. You know,
is he winning MVP of the regular season?
No, he's going to win the Super Bowl MVP next week.
Purdy.
That's what Lamar wants. That's what you said. I was giving you the answer to the test.
Oh, Nolte's on here. Nolte's in here, dude. Jeff Nolte, shout out.
Jeff Nolte.
There we go.
One of our first 5 views, dude.
Let's go.
He just tasted me, man.
Hey, Nolte, let's go Jerry Stackhouse.
Nah, get fucked, dude. Fuck Mahomes. But really, like, what they've done, I think fucking Lamar is limited, dude. Like, he hasn't. They've drafted receivers, Zay Flower. Like, they put all these guys around him, and he can't help that fumble at the goal line. That was the worst feeling I've had. Like,
no reason to force that though.
That was worse than getting down on the knee. But it was like, it's like you can't like fucking do that. Like, he has all this shit around him, and they don't look comfortable. He didn't look comfortable in a home playoff game.
No.
And like, you have him where you want him. And
it was weird.
Yeah, he never looked like in a rhythm. It was all bouncy passes and like toss outs to the running back that would go off the hands, and it never looked.
Whole game he was off rhythm, off balance. It seemed like every time he tried to tuck and run, he decided to tuck and run like
too
a half
late.
second or a second too late.
Yeah,
like if he just tucks and runs and decides I'm going a second earlier, he probably has a better game. But really, I think he's like a victim of his own athleticism. Like it's so easy for him most of the time.
But I don't think that helps him. Dude.
He's not required to like conquer these like big time defensive game plans. And when you run against a defensive coordinator like Spags in the playoffs, and he's got all these things he's going to throw at you, and you just get confused.
In the blitz, like
crazy.
I don't know how they fucking didn't account for that.
We saw a college offensive coordinator get overmatched. Todd Monken got overmatched.
He did. He got fucking shut down by
who?
By who, Matt?
Spags. And the easy answer to make that a little bit less tough, Brad, is run the fucking ball. Keep it simple. Let's be who we are. Run the ball. They refused to. They didn't even fucking try. And I don't know what I can't. I've said it too many times. You know, their lack of effort to run the ball in that game, it just confuses the hell out of me, man. It's not who they are. It's not who they've been all year.
If Gus gets 20 carries, that game is so different.
Yeah, Gus looked dangerous every time he had the ball. Gus looked dangerous.
Justice Hill, I always worry about fumbling.
There was one play in the second half where Justin Reed came up on a HB Power. Left side HB Power.
Dalvin Cook. Yeah, not Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, I didn't see Dalvin even get the ball.
Not this week.
Yeah. They ran HB Power, Brad. Gus Edwards coming around the left side. He bounces outside. Justin Reed comes up, makes a great tackle, stops him for like 1 yard or 0 yards. And like from that point, I don't even know if Gus Edwards got the ball.
Yeah, they were done with it. Was that early in the game?
That was early in the second half.
Okay.
In the first half, like
they tried it once on the first drive.
Great.
That first drive, it was like, oh fuck! It looked bad right away. It was like they don't look.
Yeah, you're right. It looked like shit right away.
Yeah, it was like, how are they not even going to get a first down on the first?
Defense got walked,
and you can't do that against fucking Mahomes, the fucking douchebag. And you got hear about Taylor? She got raped on walking out of the place. I think, or whatever.
She got way too expensive.
Breaking news.
Yeah. Breaking news. What's the Joey C one, man? I was trying to get it with him last night. He wouldn't let me on. He never lets me.
You let him know. You let him know that you're a regular on Wendy's.
Dude, I saw your comment on Wendy's, and you go, Joey C's alive and well, or whatever. And I was like, oh, I gotta look him up, and that's when I went over there.
Hey man, it's getting late in the night, but I'm just having these three thoughts. Maybe a missed opportunity by the Ravens, like whoever controls the big board, the super screens, the big
I got a big board, big hands.
But you know how Taylor Swift walks into the stadium? Maybe they should have played that Taylor Swift song. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. It's a shame on me now.
Is that how it goes, dude?
Please give us more.
Yeah, I don't know any here.
Now I'm lying on the bedroom floor. Boom.
Matt's secret
trouble.
coming out now.
How about all that? Fucker.
I should go on American Idol, man. God damn.
Well,
they need like the joke person or two every season.
Hey, remember that Asian dude?
Yeah, William Hung.
Dude,
she bang.
Remember that Asian dude?
She bang. Oh,
I know exactly what you're
bitch,
thinking.
She moved. Oh yeah, dude. Look at I already showed you the award. This is for certificate of appreciation awarded to Jimmy in recognition of being the best first grade helper at lunch.
Wow.
So
what an award.
So I mean,
I feel like you wore a helmet and were in a lot of special classes.
Did I mean?
He's got teddy bears and shit.
All right, guys.
Trivia book, dude. It's trivia book.
Let's close it. Let's close it in, though. Let's close it in. We've been on here for over an hour now.
We're out of here.
Let's close it out with anytime touchdown in the Super Bowl. I'm going Kyle Juszczyk.
Ayuk.
Stick with my Polish brother.
Ayuk.
Ayuk. I like that pick too. Christian McCaffrey's not allowed. It's too easy.
Nah.
We got Juszczyk. We got Ayuk.
What about like out here?
What about a weird
MVS Nolte? He's in the
Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nolte.
He's had a good couple of weeks. I like it.
He's fun.
Nolte likes Rashee Rice. I like that as well.
All right.
Fuck Rashee Rice, goddamn it! Fuck him, dude.
Let's
fucking always Ayuk, dude.
Go.
God damn it!
It's gonna be painful.
Shut the fuck. You're not gonna.
It's gonna be painful.
That,
You're not gonna fucking end it like that.
$10, Matt. $10. Straight up.
$10 and 49
Straight up. There we go.
Yeah, you idiot.
Okay.
Yeah. And I
Money
got
the
fuck you, Nolte.
The
Shut the
spread's
fuck
1.5.
up.
The spread's 1.5. $10.
Yeah, I got 1.5. All right, cool.
Easy
Niners
money.
plus 1.5. I like
All
it.
right.
Niners plus 1.5. Like
Let's
it
go
is.
Niners.
No, it's
no, it is. Just sit it right there. I like that. Dude. I'll take the 1.5, man.
the 49ers are favored, you fucking idiot.
I know you dick.
I'm giving you an even money line bet.
I know.
Even pick 'em.
Calm down, you pinhead.
God
I like
damn
it.
idiot.
I want, but Niners plus 1.5.
I'm glad we're in.